I just watched one of the most shocking exchanges during a Supreme Court confirmation hearing. Imagine being asked whether you'd be okay with the Supreme Court not having 9 justices, but, 28. And the nominee? They basically said, yeah, that'd be fine if Congress decides so. This is a moment that could change the future of the court and the country. Let me break down exactly what happened.
I have enjoyed listening to you today. I find you to be very intelligent and very articulate. I'm still a little uncertain about how you think, how you approach cases, deciding cases, and we'll talk about that in a moment. I'm not going to ask you, nor should I, how would you would decide a case. And I'm not going to ask you, nor should I, to tell me whether you think a particular precedent is a good precedent or not. So, but I am going to talk to you about the law. But first, you don't support efforts to delegitimize the United States Supreme Court, do you?
Senator, I have nothing but esteem for the United States Supreme Court, for my hopefully future colleagues on the court, and the work that the court does.
Can we agree that the calls to pack the court delegitimize the court?
Senator, it would not be appropriate for me, in my view, to comment on calls to pack the court, as you say, to increase the number, to do any structural changes. Those are policy determinations for Congress. What the consequences of those are policy considerations for Congress. I'm just looking forward to working with the brilliant people who are there at whatever size Congress decides.
When asked directly if efforts to pack the court delegitimized the Supreme Court, the nominee dodged, over and over. They said it was a policy issue for Congress. They insisted judges should stay out of political debates. Even when pressed, repeatedly, the nominee refused to give a straight answer.
Calls to pack the court don't legitimize the court, do they?
Well, Senator, I think that would be for you to decide.
I'm asking your opinion.
Respectfully, Senator, I'm not in a position to give my opinion on issues that are policy issues concerning the court, and not something that a judge would have to consider or should consider, in my view.
Yeah, but you're a citizen.
Oh, I am.
And as best I can tell, a very good one. I don't understand why you won't weigh in on this issue. Tell me why you won't weigh in on this issue.
Senator, I feel so strongly about ensuring that judges remain out of political debates. And this is something that is being debated. It is something that other nominees, Justice Barrett was asked about the same sort of thing and also declined to give her opinion. And I think that was the right way to handle this particular issue.
So you think Judge Barrett was right to dodge the question?
I think that each judge has to make a determination when asked about whether they would like to speak to issues, and I know that I'm not comfortable, in part because I'm so committed to making sure that there's confidence in me in terms of public confidence in my ability to stay in my lane, my ability to not speak to contentious political issues.
That alone raised eyebrows. The senator wouldn't let go. He kept asking, "Do you have an opinion? Do you think packing the court undermines its legitimacy?" Finally, the nominee admitted, "I have an opinion, but I don't think it's appropriate to share." That's when the tension really hit. It wasn't just about dodging anymore, it was about transparency. Then came the biggest moment. The senator asked point blank, "Wouldn't it make a difference if you were one of 9 or one of 28?
You have an opinion, though, don't you?
Senator, any opinion that I would have is not something that would ever come up in my work as a judge, something that I would ever rely on. This is a political issue for Congress.
But do you have an opinion, Judge?
Not a strongly held opinion, actually.
But you have an opinion.
I haven't really thought about it, but I hear the arguments on both sides, and I understand it to be a political issue.
Now, Judge, you're very intelligent and you're very articulate, and I know you're very well informed. You're telling me you don't have an opinion about packing the United States Supreme Court.
Senator, I have opinions about a lot of things. I don't have an opinion that I think it appropriate to share. I work very hard to set aside my opinions when I'm thinking about cases, which is the work of a judge. And so this particular issue is one that is very contentious, as you say, one that's in the province of Congress, and one that I think it not appropriate for me to comment on.
I understand that. But I think it would tell us a lot about you if you would answer the question. I'm a little confused about your answer earlier. It's probably more my fault than yours. Do you have an opinion about whether these efforts to pack the United States Supreme Court delegitimize the court? Do you have an opinion?
Senator, I have an opinion about the efforts. It's not an opinion that I think is appropriate for me to share. And so therefore, I don't have anything further to add.
A future Supreme Court justice openly saying they'd be fine with 28 justices on the bench. That's not just dodging anymore. That's practically endorsing a total transformation of the court. Before I go on, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. I break down these moments in real time so you don't miss the stories that the mainstream often buries. Think about the consequences here. If Congress can change the court's size at will, the Supreme Court stops being a stable institution. It becomes a political football. And hearing a nominee say they'd be thrilled to serve under those conditions, that tells us a lot about how they view judicial independence or the lack of it. At the end of the day, this hearing wasn't just about one nominee, it was about the future of the Supreme Court itself. 9 justices have defined our system for over 150 years. But now, with nominees openly suggesting they'd be fine with 28, the very foundation of the court is on the line. Do you think this nominee's answer was careful neutrality or a dangerous willingness to let politics reshape the court? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.